What's up and welcome back to Voth Quality Creative. Here's where we left off. I completed the main portion of the kids' deck, and now it was time to build an extension around the sandbox and for the picnic table. I've already cut and treated all of the joists, and I'm starting to build a walkway around the garden. If you watch the first part of this build, I'm repeating all of the same steps, but having the joist run perpendicular to change the orientation of the deck boards. This is definitely a repetitive process, so I don't mind if you fast forward a little bit. Because I'm using 2x4s, I'm spacing all of the joists 12 inches apart, and here I'm measuring and cutting them and putting them in place. I'm securing everything with deck screws, and then this portion of the frame is ready to be put in place. After constructing the frame, it was time to level the area. I didn't realize how much ground I would be moving when leveling the area for this portion of the deck. I'm gonna dump all this dirt in the corner to be dealt with later. After thinking I was in a pretty good spot, I still had some more work to do. Glad that's over. Now I can lay down weed barrier and place some bricks for the deck frame to rest on. After this portion was level, I could secure it to the rest of the deck. And here I'm constructing the frame where I plan on creating a space for the kids' picnic table. I moved the picnic table and umbrella out of the way to get a good gauge of where this part of the frame would be. This is the highest area of the yard, and I had to do a lot more digging to get this level with the rest of the deck. To make matters worse, I kept running into fairly large tree roots that I had to work around and remove. After all was said and done, the area was level and I could place and secure the frame after a few minor adjustments. I just had to remove a little bit more dirt in some of the corners and edges. And now that a majority of the dirt was removed, I could just use the frame as a guide to get it really snug and secure in place. And here I'm trying a trick that I've seen to get one slab of concrete into two. That didn't work. I then removed the frame so I could lay down more weed barrier and weight it down with the umbrella stand. The stand will serve two purposes: adding support for the frame in the middle, as well as being a permanent location for the picnic table umbrella. And once everything was dialed in, I could then secure it to the rest of the frame. Off camera, I constructed another frame that would act as a bridge from the garden walk path to the picnic table. I could then just repeat the same process and secure this portion of the frame to the rest of the deck. It's looking pretty good. Now it's just time for some more deck boards. To give the deck a little more intrigue, I wanted to add a 45-degree detail where the walking path and picnic area meet. I started in the corner by the sandbox and tried to get these cuts as accurate as possible. Off camera, I was able to cut the boards, and now I'm aligning them and securing them in place. And here's the jig that I used a lot in the first part of the build. It's making a reappearance. I spaced all of these boards about 1/8 of an inch apart, and it left a slight little detail where there's a really thin board in the middle. I'm okay with that though. Now it's time to move on to the picnic area. Because I've integrated the umbrella stand into the deck, I need to cut out a little portion of the board to fit that precisely. Luckily, I only had to cut one board. And the fit was perfect. To get everything flush to the frame, I went around the deck with my router to trim off all the ends. Then I wanted to see what it would look like with the picnic table and umbrella. So far, so good. Just a few more finishing touches. And a much needed play break.
Wait, who is that?
Yeah, it makes me guess that one.
Peekaboo.
How do I do it?
Yeah? I then did a light sanding in preparation for finish. And just like the other portion of the deck, one coat and I was finished. The picnic table was looking really rough, so I sanded everything down and called in some reinforcements. With the picnic table dry, I could reassemble everything, and this was complete. If you made it this far, thanks for watching.